So, what we're noticing at the moment in the world is a lot of chaos and a lot of control from people that don't have our best interests at heart. So, what do we do with that? Like, where do we lead our lives? How do we make decisions knowing that we need to take charge of our lives now? Because the people in authority, we can't trust that they have our best interests at heart. So, this is something that I came to many years ago when I went through my whole midlife crisis. And the thing that I started to really understand deeply is that traditional systems did not have my best interests at heart. I felt betrayed by the whole idea of all you need to do is finish school, go to university, get a really good job, buy a house, have a family, do this step-by-step thing, and that will make you happy. Only to discover that it felt soul sucking and didn't make me feel happy. It was actually increasing my anxiety, my depression, and I didn't even know who I was because I was making all these decisions outside of myself. And I wanted to speak a little bit about that today, around how we can get to a place of not knowing who we are, what our passions are, what our strengths are, what we want to invest in, what decisions we want to make next. Because all the decisions that we made previously, if we're ambitious, if we have drive, didn't work out. So we feel a little deflated. We've lost trust in our decision making. Now, this is where we get to a point in our life where we realize that all the decisions we were making were for others. It wasn't truly authentic to ourselves. And many of us come to this where we either come to a place of, is this it? I feel betrayed by societal norms. I feel like I haven't been leading my own life. I feel like I've been making decisions for everyone else. I just don't know who I am. If you're coming to this place, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It actually means that you're evolving. You're starting to think outside of the societal conditioning. And so when you start to think from that place, it means you're curious and open to exploring different ways of being. And when we're curious and open to this, it can lead to what gives us deep purpose, which is the very thing that we're called to do in this life, to come into what gives us purpose. Now, what you will find is what is happening in society at the moment, it's pushing us into that space because we are starting to lose trust, right, in authority, in people of power. So if we're losing trust with them and we no longer are blindly or passively following what they say, we need to come into our own power, our own authenticity, our connection to ourselves, to be able to start to make decisions that have our best interests at heart. Because if I'm focused on what's happening in society, what's happening in politics, what's happening in the things that I can't control, and spending a lot of my energy in that space, but not stepping into what gives me purpose, then what I will find is I will become more angrier, or I'll become more depressed and sadder. I will start to feel more symptoms of challenges, mental health challenges, if I am out of alignment. The way to come into alignment, to start making decisions that have your best interests at heart, is to take charge of your life, to start to make decisions from your authentic self, your inner world. Many of us who've made decisions from the outside, thinking, focused on other people, focused on how we are perceived, focused on making other people happy, what we'll find is we'll get to this place of, who the fuck am I? So if you're looking at exploring this is a shift in perspective. It's starting to see who you truly are and how you can make decisions to understand your strengths, to understand what gives you passion, to know where to spend your time and money, and to know that when you make those decisions, it's going to have long-lasting positive impact, because what we know is the decision I make today, tomorrow, is going to have a flow-on effect to the life that I want, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years down the track. So it will have a flow-on effect. So we have a choice whether we want that flow-on effect, that outcome, to be a healthy, positive outcome for us, or whether we sort of passively and blindly just make decisions or organically, hoping that it will work out. We can go from hoping to creating it. That's the very cool thing about taking charge of your decision making. If this is something that you're interested in, you can book in a one-on-one session with me. I also have my course coming up in August. I'm also working one-on-one, so you can start with that and we can explore this together.